So yeah, I want to just let everybody know we're talking to Dave Ellefson here from Metal Allegiance and of course Megadeth fame. David, how's it going today, man?
Great. Rocking, just getting ready for Metal Allegiance tour this week.
Right on. So for those who don't already know who Metal Allegiance are, Metal Allegiance started in 2014. Is that correct?
Yes,
you guys
exactly.
kind of got together? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of spun out of, it's interesting, me and Frank Bella from Anthrax, when we were doing the Big Four shows, we were doing some bass clinics together for Harkey, and which is an amplifier company. Mark Mengi was the artist relations director, also a musician in his own right. And as things came to pass and moved on by 2014, Mengi had moved out of the artist relations position that he had. And by that point, we around the Big Four, we'd done an event called Metal Masters, which was kind of an expansion on me and Frank's clinics, plus this sort of all-star jam component. And suddenly we got an opportunity to perform on the Motorhead's motorboat, their maiden voyage in 2014, and got a call from the promoter, and I said, hey, I think I have something for you with Metal Allegiance. And that was the first time we rallied the troops and got it together, and we went on the boat and did our thing under the banner of Metal Allegiance. We went in a couple months later and wrote and recorded an album, which we then put out on Nuclear Blast in 2015. And that just kept the fun going, and it's just something that we do in between all of our other stuff that we do. And it's just a labor of love, and we're good friends. And our most recent record, Power Drunk Majesty, just came out in September 2018. And so this year we're dubbing this our 5-year anniversary tour that we're doing this week. So as bands are doing these monolith 40 and 50-year anniversaries, we're on year 5. So we're in the game.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of super groups like this don't hold together this long, really. I mean, you're lucky to get an album out of them. You guys are you're 2 albums in and an EP. So do you have anything planned for a third album? Are you guys going to keep this going for a while?
Yeah, we are. I mean, you're right. It's funny you actually mentioned that it's like most of these things are kind of like, hey, we're a bunch of famous guys, let's do something, or hey, let's get a bunch of famous guys together and get some money and make a record. This was always based on the friendship and the music first. And, when we got together to write that first record, we just found this really organic and fun collaboration. And we brought in things that maybe didn't fit or wouldn't fit in some of our other bands. And we found a home for them, And I think as an artist and as a writer, you always make some compromises in your bands because you have a sound, you have, a brand, you have fans, and they expect a certain thing. But as writers, we always write all kinds of other stuff, So these things are fun when you find a connection with with other musicians that you can find an outlet. And I think Metal Allegiance really provides a really just an awesome outlet. And especially because we can call so many of our other buddies who ironically just happen to be famous. It's not like we design an all-star thing. It's like we write the material, and then we go, what? Who would have the perfect voice for this song? Oh, let's call it Max Cavalier, Or we'd write, maybe Bound by Silence, and we go, what? John Bush would be perfect for this. Let's call John and see if he'd, sing on this for us. So it's just this very organic and honest approach to the whole thing.
Right on. That was actually going to be my next question is with as many different members as you guys have in and out, like how how their whole writing process works, and how you guys fit everybody in with the parts that they play or sing. So that's pretty cool to know for sure.
Yeah.
So who does most of the writing? Is it just a couple of you guys, or do you guys all kind of collaborate? Because I know there's quite a few of you guys that kind of rotate in and out in some of the shows.
Yeah, I mean, we call it the Core Four, which is me, Mike Portnoy, Alex Skolnick, and Mark Mengi. We're essentially the kind of the fundamentals of the group. We do all the writing. And look, when we bring singers in to participate, we'll open that up for them to collaborate with us as well. Because, a vocal thing is a unique position, because you have to, as a singer, be able to sing something you really feel believe and resonates with you, both the melodies and the lyrics. So I think, first of all, choosing the right people to come into the fold is number one, and that falls on our side. But then from there, like we had Bobby Blitz from Overkill came in, and he just said, he goes, man, I love this. You're my friends. I definitely want to be a part of it. I like the idea. I'm not feeling this. He goes, can I take some liberties? Can I do some rewrites? Can I make this feel more like how I would do it? We said, absolutely, take it, man, go. We're not worried about the money and how we're going to split the credits, whatever. You know what I mean? It's that's the easy part. So, because we wanted to, first of all, we wanted to be great. And when you have guys on this level who have all made their own major label records and had successful careers, you hire them because you're essentially asking for their expertise. And we'd be foolish to tell them no, do it our way. It's like, no, man, you're here because we want you and all that you are and the essence of you in this track. So by all means, do what's going to make your performance better.
Absolutely. Right on. So I've seen you guys a couple different locations. I've seen you guys here in Arizona, and in Vegas a while back. Do you guys have, when you guys rotate, do you guys have members that come in and out based on the region you guys are in, or is it just kind of based on who's doing what or who's not touring kind of thing?
It's a little bit of both. This one, Troy Sanders, who's actually lives in Florida, from Mastodon, he is a big part of the sound of one of the tracks on the new record. So we wanted him to be here. He's available. He's an awesome guy, not only a great singer, but just a super cool bass player. So, and really, I think so far in this one, he's just going to be singing, but he's just got such a great presence. So he's great to have him here. Certainly John Bush coming over from the LA basin, with Armored Saint. They were such a huge upthrust of the when I moved to LA in '83, Armored Saint they had just gotten signed to a major label, and they were making their way. And John, man, he's just, that guy roars like a lion. So it's just so great to have him on this tour. Same with Chuck Billy, to have him, because when we end this run, we're going to end Saturday up in San Francisco. Also, the Murder in the Front Row Bay Area thrash documentary film is going to be premiering that day as well. So it's all part of that and Metal Allegiance together. We're having the Exodus guys join us up there. So yeah, this one is a little bit of both. It's certainly who's available, but really it's very focused in on who's in these regions. And to speak to the show here in Phoenix, on Wednesday nights, we've got a super cool lineup, because the guys from Sacred Reich are coming down, and their new drummer Dave McClain is former Machine Head, as is Metal Allegiance guitar player Phil Demmel. So they're going to have a moment where they get to reconnect and reunite on stage. The Flotsam and Jetsam guys are coming down. We're going to jam a tune, and initially we're going to have AK sing on a track, and that just sort of turned into a Flotsam participation, which is great, because Flotsam used to support Megadeth, and we used to come here and play at the Mason Jar back in the early and mid '80s, and then also Max Cavalera's joining us, and he not only invited me to participate with him on some Soulfly records and touring. He was kind enough to come in and collaborate and co-write a song with us called Voodoo of the Godsend, which is on a new album. So this Phoenix show is going to be something, man. This is definitely one people are going to want to see. It's kind of like we're bringing out all of the thrash metal royalty of Phoenix, and we're all going to be together on one stage one night. Right on. That's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Yeah. I wanted to ask you a couple other things. That since you mentioned documentary, I know you have a memoir that you're getting ready to come out with, and solo album is going to be coming out. Yeah. What can we expect from that? That sounds like it's cool. It's so funny. So Steve Conley, who's now the guitar player in Flotsam and Jetsam, he and I had a group back in 2003 to about 2008 or so, called F5, and we put out a couple of records, and so there's some demos that we did some early F5 stuff that we've been sitting on that is so great, and I've wanted to put it out for so long, and this record is going to provide the perfect opportunity, because this solo album is going to have some new tracks that I wrote, as well as some of these, rarities and oddities, like these F5 demos. There's some stuff I co-wrote with a guy when I lived in Los Angeles in 1993 on Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction tour. We were on a break for a couple of months, so I did a super heavy round of writing. And so there's these tracks that I have, and one of them, quite honestly, has John Bush on it, ironically.
Oh, right on.
And also David Glenn Isley, who sang in House of Lords and with Jafria. So one of the tracks actually has a collaboration with Daryl who's from Run DMC, DMC himself, and so it's really a cool eclectic album, man, and it's got a lot of stuff. A lot of things. There's a ballad on it. There's some modern stuff. There's some thrash stuff on it. So I think it's something people are really going to dig.
Right on, right on. Coffee company still going good?
Going great. Yep.
Yeah.
Ellefson Coffee's rocking. Yep.
Awesome. Really good. And then you guys, as far as Megadeth goes, you have the Mega Cruise coming up in October too, correct?
We do. Yep, we do. We have that. And, we got some stuff kind of kicking up. Obviously it was unfortunate Ozzy had to postpone his tour this summer.
Yeah.
But for us, that just means we're going to be working harder and faster now on our new album. And we're going to start firing things up here in August with some live shows, and then that just kind of transitions right into some touring up through the cruise, and then we got a pretty big year planned for next year.
Right on. Sounds good. Well, hey, I'll let you go. I think I'm about over my time here, so.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, thank you.
Definitely appreciate
the chat. Yeah.
Absolutely appreciate the call, and looking forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday out at the Van Buren.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
Yep. Thanks so much. See ya.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.